welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pressing podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the opening segment with the game. Triple H. Yeah, that's right. Triple H opened the show. I was kind of gagged when I heard his music. I was like, oh, shoot, we're starting with him. Let's go. So Triple H came out in Cena's hometown of Boston, Massachusetts to talk about how he is the GOAT. No questions asked. I mean, John Cena is the GOAT. We already know that. And something else happened after this that continued to solidify that. But the speech he gave for Cena really did feel like we were already at his retirement match. Like it felt like December 13th. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I did cry. The speech got me teary-eyed, and then when Cena came out, I started crying a bit, just because it started really hitting me for the first time. Like, oh crap, like that's it. Like, one more month and that's it. And this year I've been so fortunate to have seen him 2 times. I saw him at the Royal Rumble this year in Indianapolis, and then I just saw him a couple months ago in New Jersey at SummerSlam. And so I'm so thankful that I was able to see him 2 times live this year before, I never see him again. And so I think just like having all these feelings, tied to Cena's final match and the speech Triple H gave and everything, it just like really brought all the emotion out of me. But, he ended up calling out John Cena because he wanted him to come out. And so John Cena came out. I cried. And he got on the mic to address the whole situation of his final opponent. He talked about the Last Time Is Now tournament, which kicked off last night and will go through SmackDown in the next couple of weeks till Saturday night's main event. And then he made another announcement regarding December 13th, Saturday night's main event, aka his retirement match. This was so insane. So he said that as he's closing a chapter, there are other people starting theirs. And he said that during that show, main roster superstars will host exhibitions for the best NXT superstars to showcase their talent. And I absolutely love that they are doing that. I'm so excited to see what matchups we end up getting and who's involved. But after he got emotional, because he started talking about how much Boston means to him, he grew up in oh God, I don't want to butcher it. Is it West Newsbury? Let me Google really quick. We're gonna literally doing this on the spot. West Newsbury? I could be completely wrong. Hold, please. West Newbury, Massachusetts. Okay, anyways, that was completely besides the point, but I think it's not too far from Boston, so, it really was just like a hometown show for him, and he was super emotional, and the fans were absolutely bonkers last night. I mean, definitely the loudest US crowd I've heard in a while, and rightfully so. And then our Intercontinental Champion, our AAA Mega Campeón, Dirty Dominic Mysterio came out. My king, my go. No, I'm kidding. So Dominic came out and he went face to face with Triple H. Okay? He got right in his face and expressed all of his anger about, what happened last week. And before he could even continue rambling, John Cena interrupted and gave him a nice Boston welcome, which was absolutely hysterical. Then Dom threatened to put Cena down, and Cena came back guns blazing, okay, with a great promo. And basically, to sum up his little promo, he basically told Dom that, this was a wrong time, wrong place scenario. He gave him the choice to turn back around and leave and pretend this didn't happen, or learn the hard way. And of course, we all know Dom, he learned the hard way. So Triple H got on the mic to announce that Dominic Mysterio will defend his Intercontinental Championship against John Cena right now. So that's exactly the match we had. A ref came out and the Intercontinental Championship match was underway. This match was epic, okay? There were so many fun spots, so many nostalgic moments within like the movesets that made this the perfect final match for his hometown. I was also really hoping that Cena would wrestle in his hometown, and he did, which I'm so excited about. And then in the end, John Cena won. which means he is now the new Intercontinental Champion. For the first time in his career, might I add, which makes him a Grand Slam champion. This was the last title he needed to complete that. And for those who don't know, a Grand Slam champion is somebody who's won every single title in the WWE. And this is an extremely prestigious accomplishment. Not many people do it, but obviously he's the GOAT and he's done it. I am so sad that Dominic lost his title, but I'm also overjoyed for Cena that he got to do this. This was like kind of like a storybook ending for him in Boston, which I loved. And so I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the title moving forward. Obviously, Saturday night's main event is literally like 4 or 5 weeks away. So he's gonna have a short title reign, but it was just to make him a Grand Slam champion, which is totally understandable. So I wonder if he'll lose it between now and Saturday night's main event, or whoever he faces at Saturday night's main event. It's a title match. Maybe they win it. Whatever. I'm not too sure where we go from here when it comes to that title, but very excited. And then next we had a match in the Last Time Is Now tournament. We had Damian Priest versus Rusev. Now this was a pretty solid match, okay? I mean, some cool move sequences and hard-hitting moments. Like, it was definitely entertaining. But in the end, Rusev won and is now advancing in the tournament. And this pissed me off because Damian should have won. Okay? Damian deserves this. And I know if it was the other way around, we'd be having the conversation that they failed Rusev, but like, come on, guys. Are we really doing this to Damian right now? Whatever. Anyways, then after we had a CM Punk segment, so he came out raging, and I mean raging, and said that he isn't waiting to get interrupted, so he called out the Vision, and then Logan Paul came out, and Logan came out talking crap left and right, and it was just absolutely hysterical. And then the Vision came out, and guys, seeing them all together, they just look so tough. Like, I'm being so for real, they look so tough. Then Paul Heyman got on the mic to absolutely shred Punk to pieces and, say how much of a disgrace he is, and he dissed AJ Lee, and Punk was ready to like go crazy. And then Jey Uso and our undisputed champion Cody Rhodes came out as backup because they knew he needed it. And they absolutely cleaned house and made a statement. And later on in the night, it was announced that that is going to be the men's War Games match in 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, no, 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks. So it's going to be the Vision and Logan Paul versus CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes. Now, War Games matches usually contain 5 people per group, so we're definitely going to need to see each team pick up 2 more guys. So as far as the babyface team goes, I think they're gonna get Roman Reigns, and who else? I don't really know. And then on the heel team, probably Brock Lesnar and somebody else. So I think that's the surprise, is the fact that there's still people we don't know. So I think that's going to be fun. Then after, we had a Women's World Championship match. Stephanie Vaquer defending against Raquel Rodriguez. Now, this was a really good match. And I just have to say, I'm so happy to see Raquel getting these much-deserved opportunities, being in title matches, being a big star. She deserves it. She's worked her butt off for it. She's so good. And I thought that in this match, there was a great utilization of their move sets and great storytelling. But of course, in the end, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, took the dub, retained her title. And after, Roxanne Perez attacked Stephanie, to which Nikki Bella, who's already out there with her at ringside, quickly took care of her. And then something happened that I have been calling for weeks now. You guys call me crazy. I said it was happening. I made 2 separate videos on it, and you guys still said I was crazy, but here we are. Nikki Bella turned heel. I told you guys I could see the twinkle in her eye. I know her heel instincts. 2010s Nikki Bella, heel prime Nikki Bella is back, and I'm so excited about it. And so now we're probably going to get some sort of match, Stephanie versus Nikki for the title. I am so excited. Is Nikki going to win? I don't know. But I just know this is going to be a legendary feud, and I'm so excited about it. All right, then we had another match in the Last Time Is Now tournament. We had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Now, this was an okay match, nothing groundbreaking. In the end, Sheamus did win and is now advancing. And then after, we actually got an announcement from Adam Pearce about the next 2 matches taking place in the tournament next week, live from New York City. And so these 2 matches are going to be NXT's Javon Evans, which we all love Javon, versus the returning ring general Gunther. Talk about a David and Goliath matchup, okay? Oh my Lanta. This is going to be insane. I really hope it's not a full squash match for Gunther or for Javon because Javon needs to be able to showcase what he can do. And then after the second match was Solo Sikoa versus a mystery opponent. We all know, if you guys saw my recap episode from SmackDown, they all just did the same thing. And so now we have two mystery opponents, one for SmackDown this week and one for Raw next week. So I'm very curious, excuse me, to see who that's going to end up being. All right, now let's head to the main event. We had the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defending against the Kabuki Warriors. Now, this match was very fun, very nostalgic for all my 2000s kids, and very main event worthy. I love how they've been implementing more of the women's segments and matches in the main event slot. I think it's so well deserved. There was a lot of great spots and moments that made this match all that it was. And then Nia Jax and her newfound tag partner, the bougie bully Lash Legend from NXT, who recently got called up last week, came out to distract Alexa and Charlotte, which led to the Kabuki Warriors taking the W and becoming the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm kind of shook that we had two title changes on a regular Monday night in Boston, but hey, I'll take it. Although after World War III did break out, because Io Sky returned and then Mommy returned. Rhea Ripley came back as backup for Alexa and Charlotte, and now we have the women's War Games matchup set. So it's going to be on the babyface side, we have Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky versus the heel team, which is going to be Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and the Kabuki Warriors. Now, like I mentioned earlier, each team in War Games usually has 5 competitors. So because there's 4 on each, they're probably going to each have to find one more person. I don't know who that could be. Immediately in my head, I'm thinking Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer, but they might have a match at Survivor Series. So we're kind of pending on that, waiting to see who ends up showing up in the mix. I think because we have a NXT or a newly called up NXT star on the heel side, I think it'd be really fun if on the babyface side we had an NXT star, maybe a Lola Vice, maybe a JC Jane. I don't know. They could figure it out, but I think that would be really awesome. But let's head into my overall thoughts. Low key a generational Raw. Like, hear me out. That was a really good Raw. Okay. I kind of loved it. My match of the night was obviously Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, iconic. My segment of the night, hands down, was the CM Punk segment where they set up the men's War Games match, which was really exciting. Overall, I'd rate the show about a 9 out of 10. Fantastic show. Super excited for next week. I think next week's going to be maybe not better, but definitely up to par with what we just saw. But again, such a fun show. Loved every second of it. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy of what you love. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.